What I Learned in Honors English 9 by KelsiWells. An overview of what I've learned these 180 days in Honors English 9 is that Romanticism and realism unify literature in a various of ways. Many books or novels are romantic in realistic situations which make literature fascinating and better to understand. Romanticism was from the 1800s to 1860, and realism was from 1865 to the 1900s. Although Romanticism and realism are used in literature, they are very different from each other. Romanticism has a very idealistic view of life, for example, a perfect world with no flaws. Romanticism values emotion over logic and values individual expression. Every work of Romanticism has a happy ending. Realism, on the other hand, has real-life situations that could possibly happen in today's society. Everyday people are valued over heroes. Logic over reason and common language are a few other aspects of realism. An example of Romanticism that is on the left is the tale of King Arthur. It began in the medieval romances and reached its peak in the 19th centuries from poets like Goethe. Realism, on the right, was developed by the European author Henrik Ibsen, and he was the author of A Doll's House. An example of a realist novel is A Doll's House. As it was developed by Henrik Ibsen, he used several aspects of realism to create A Doll's House. Ibsen highlights the forced role of women, the appearance people use to hide their troubles behind, and uses a realist form of writing styles. An example of a realist situation would be that Nora and Torvald fight like a married couple that has several problems. Ibsen also uses visual imagery that makes the reader more interested in his writing. In To Kill a Mockingbird, the fact of racism throughout the book is a clear example of realism. Harper Lee shows racism through her experience of racism in the 1960s. As Atticus defends Tom Robinson, he knows he was going to lose because of racism, which shows realism from the 1960s also. As the trial and verdict of Tom Robinson is guilty, racism is described as realism. My last example is Romanticism and Anthem. Ayn Rand uses emotion over logic when Equality 72521 has feelings for the golden one. Anthem's government controls every aspect of each individual's life, which they believe is a perfect world. Equality 72521 experiences individualism when he discovers the word I. As Romanticism has happy endings, so does Anthem. The golden one is named Gaia, and Equality 72521 is named Prometheus, and they are happy with what they have discovered. Out of the books we have read this year, A Doll's House, To Kill a Mockingbird, and Anthem show various aspects of Romanticism and realism which unify literature.